So last time we talked about the difference between a doula and a midwife. Today we're going to talk about the difference between a doula and a midwife assistant. So again, we are both kind of natural-minded people, and there are a lot of overlap between a midwife assistant and a doula. So we're going to talk today a little bit about how we're the same and a little bit how we're different, and then where we all fit in at the birth support.
Hi, I'm Brittany with Beautifully Connected. I'm a birth doula, massage therapist, and I practice herbals with the Wise Woman method. Welcome to my channel.
Midwife assistants, they again are more medical minded. These women have gone through schooling and training and certification so that they can help with medical tasks. Midwife assistants are a little bit like a doula for a midwife. So they can help you with some physiological support. They're probably really awesome, passionate women who are dedicated to birth support. But again, they're primarily there for the medical aspect of your birth. So although they could help you maybe physically, emotionally, again, they're not going to arrive at your birth until you're far progressed. You might feel like you need some extra support, and they probably won't be there until the midwife arrives or about the same time as the midwife arrives, because again, these people are more invested in keeping you safe. They want to make sure that they're well kept up on their sleep. They might have clients before or after you, so they are very protective of their sleep, from what I found in most circumstances. So they don't want to show up in labor unless it's the real deal and you're really in hard labor and not coping well in many circumstances. A doula will arrive at your birth whenever you call for her, and she will be there as soon as she can be there, possibly. We have a little bit different ideas about labor support. We are there only for physical and emotional support, so we're not doing anything medical. My agency in particular, we work in teams, so we have a shared call schedule. None of us are ever tired. We work 12 hours during a day, and we know as soon as we get to a birth, the most amount of time that we'll spend with you is 12 hours. So we get to go home, we get to sleep, we get to rest. We're not worried about safeguarding our sleep. We are 100% invested in you, your emotions, your how comfortable you are, how we can possibly make you more comfortable, making your birth space more comfortable. So we're a little bit different again between the medical assistants and just we're non-medical assistants. A lot of the midwives, I think, especially in our area, and I'm in Oklahoma, so maybe birth culture is different in other areas of the country, but I found that a lot of midwives recommend that their clients hire a midwife assistant and then not a doula. I feel like a lot of the midwives say that they can handle everything and they can do all of the things for you, and I feel like that's not exactly fair. Simply because, again, if you're having some sort of medical emergency or something arises, then your midwife is going to be 100% focused and attentive on saving you, saving your baby, or managing whatever problem has come up. They are focused on your medical well-being. Your emotional well-being, yes, but they are 100% medical focused, whereas your doula is going to be there for you emotionally, for you physically. So your midwife assistant can sometimes, again, offer some labor support, but they're not going to be there for you emotionally, physically, 100% of the time. As soon as you call them, it's impossible. They are wanting to help the midwife medically with all of the tasks. So a lot of times they help with some examinations. A lot of times they help get heart tones. Many times they help assess baby. If there's any type of need for resuscitation at a home birth, a lot of times all hands are on deck and somebody is managing mom and the other person is managing baby. So I think that's important to know the distinction and the difference, that the midwife assistant and the midwife are going to be there to help you medically. And yes, they care about your emotions. Yes, they're great, passionate people, but one person cannot be everything for you. That's why we have doulas. So the doulas are there for your emotional protection, for your comfort, for your physical support. So, and I'm not saying, again, that every woman needs a doula. Some people, they are very good at coping with labor, and maybe they've had a couple kids and they're very confident in their partner's ability to support them, or maybe they even have an older family member or relative or friends, and they are confident in that support. So I'm not saying that you need a doula, but I am saying that if any of your care providers, whether that be a doctor or a midwife assistant, tells you that you don't need a doula, that you should possibly evaluate that statement. I think that women are smart enough to look at all of their needs and look at all of their wants and to look at their birth situation and their ideal birth and to make a decision for themselves as to whether or not they want a doula or a midwife or a midwife assistant. So many of the midwives want to have a midwife assistant. Some of them have that built into their fee. Some of them you have to hire extra, and that's good. The midwife should be assisted if she needs that extra help. But also, doulas are not midwife assistants, so doulas cannot help your midwife with medical things. We don't know how to do it. We're not trained to do it. And then we are a little bit different from the midwife assistants because we don't do any of the medical stuff. And the midwife assistants are invested in helping the midwife with medical tasks and helping assist you with medical tasks. So they're not going to be focused on your emotional well-being 100% of the time. So there may be some gaps of support if you just have a home birth or a birth center birth with only the midwife assistant and the midwife and no doula. There can be an absence or a lapse of care or support. Oftentimes, like I said before, these people will not show up until you're in active labor. So it's important to evaluate your needs in terms of birth support and to find the professionals in your community that are helpful for you.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you like this video. Also, if you have any questions about holistic health, be sure to put those in the comments for me.